something erudite.
There you go. All right.
Yeah. Okay, so we talked about the craft room already. One of the other unconnected threads that we have to come back to is there was you had an existential crisis.
I have one every day.
Oh, well,
I'm having one right now. But anyway,
what's this one about? Is it safe for public consumption?
I don't know if are there variations. It's all just the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah. I was more thinking about like which Chipotle to go to.
Oh, and that is
the new Chipotle open?
The new Chipotle, but it's actually really interesting. Yes, and the manager of my Chipotle. So there's me, and then there's my Chipotle, and in between is a new Chipotle. So the question is, do I go to the closer one, or do I keep going to the one that's farther away? Okay. And the one that's farther away has become like family. Although because there's a certain amount of turnover, the family changes a lot, But the Juan is the manager there, and Maria is still there, and Lilu is still there. But there's Martha's gone. They finally. Okay. Martha was like the soup Nazi, and they finally she had enough complaints that they actually asked her.
What? No. Okay. She was she mean? What was that about?
She was a little gruff. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But she's now at a different Chipotle. But
okay. They just moved her to a rougher part of town where she was more accepted.
A little bit, yeah. but anyway, so the new Chipotle is in a shopping center, and that shopping center is frequented by middle school and high schoolers from my kids' school. And so it's always jam-packed. So this Chipotle is going to be a zoo. And sure enough, I went in for the first time the other night, and it was a zoo. The line was like almost out the door. But what was interesting to me operationally is this is clearly a store in its first week of business because they hadn't quite figured out what the demand was going to be. And as a result, they didn't stock the store the right way. So they're running out of weird things. Like they ran out of cheese. Do you know what I mean? It's like, how do you run a Chipotle and run out of cheese? It's like, I'll tell you how, because it's your first week and you had no idea there's gonna be so many people there wanting cheese. But anyway, I thought that was.
This is why I'm real. This is one of many reasons I'm glad I have a very simple business, right? Like, talking and typing, you don't need real estate. You don't need inventory. I don't have to worry about running out of anything. Totally. I cannot imagine. Yeah. I mean, I still don't really understand how restaurants work. Right. Like if I've got fresh fish, I need to kind of know how many people are going to order fresh fish tonight. And I guess if you've been in business for a while, you have a general sense for, okay, only about 15 to 18% of people order the fish.
Yeah.
Right. So if it's a quiet Tuesday versus a busy Saturday, your denominator might be bigger, but you're still only 15, 18% of people ordering the fish.
Well, I don't know about restaurants, but at least in my dormitory in college at the University of Michigan, there was a safety net to that problem. The safety net was called jambalaya, right? And you knew that any day it was jambalaya day, it was basically, we don't know what the hell to do with this fish. It's about to go bad, so we're going to throw it. It was it's kind of like improv. It was yes and. Right? Jambalaya was yes and today. It's like we're going to throw all that in a pot and call it jambalaya.
What was the fish stew called? What am I thinking about? Where you kind of like throw all the fish together in one place. I'm trying to think of the name of
that. There's a bouilla base. That might be what you're going for. I don't know.
No. Well, maybe. I don't know. But yeah.
But that was jambalaya in the dorm. So I think that's a little bit of what goes on. Is like when the waiter comes to your table and says their special tonight it could be because that's their special tonight, or it could be that's the thing in the fridge that they got to clear out.
No, that's a lot of times that's what it is, right? It's the we need to get rid of this. Sometimes that works in your favor. There's a restaurant in Vegas that starting at 10 o'clock at night, it's a steak happy hour, so all the steaks are half price, and it's the same amazing cuts of steak. So if you're willing to have a late dinner, you can have a great meal and not have to spend a lot of money. It's pretty nice.
And it's Vegas, so everybody's willing to have a late dinner. What they do at Chipotle, if you go in there, because they're open till 11, you go in at 10 o'clock, they've just given up. It's like, I'm sorry, we stopped making chicken an hour ago. So this is what's left. What do you want? That's another way to do it.
Phil, I don't think there's a way for me to put your comment onto the screen here, but like you used to be afraid. I think I'm the opposite, where I used to think, oh, these are specials. These are the special meals
they're called special
just for today,
right?
Just for me,
right?
But now I know that that's the almost spoiled food. That if you don't order it tonight, they're gonna throw it out.
Right.
It's kind of like going to the grocery store. Like if the grocery store,
it's like the chef's in the kitchen. He opens the containers. Yeah.
I need a real strong sauce tonight.
Right, exactly. I know exactly what to do with this.
We're going to bury this in hollandaise, and no one's going to know the difference. I mean, it's like going to the grocery store. Like if you go to the grocery store and you order like the fried chicken or whatever in the little prepared food section at 9:45, it's like, $8 a pound. At 10 o'clock, they throw the rest out.
Right. Yeah. And it's crazy because it goes in the trash, and they're not allowed to even give it away free in a lot of places, right? Because it's because of government regulations. Super interesting.
Phil, do you know why charcoal or Kingsford charcoal briquettes exist? Right, it was kind of a famous story where, like, basically the Model T assembly line generated a crap ton of sawdust. And so Henry Ford was like, "What am I supposed to do with this sawdust? Well, let's compress it and sell it as charcoal." And so that's how Kingsford started. It was just,
is that right?
Compressed sawdust from the Model T factory floor. I got no problem. Hey, Leah, if you want to make chili with the cuts of your premium steaks that like just had to be cut anyway, but if you take out the good chunks of meat, that's got to go somewhere. Chili. So last weekend, the Copper River salmon starting to come down from Alaska now. And last weekend, Costco usually has them cut and filleted, but last weekend they just had them like whole in a bag. Like you had to buy the whole damn thing. Right? And so we bought it, and my mom
give you a rod and you go out and catch it yourself.
No. I mean, it had been gutted, but it was otherwise it was the whole fish, and so you had to like prepare it. Yeah. But as I cut the fillets off of both sides, there's still a lot of meat within the within the bones you kind of scrape off. So you end up with like a pretty decent little lump of like Copper River salmon that you're not going to serve as a fillet, but like your special could be salmon burgers the next day. Copper River, call them Copper River salmon burgers. Charge $40 for that shit, man.
And then you take that carcass, you boil it for a couple hours, and then you get fish broth, and you make soup from it. And you get Copper River fish stew. Yeah.
This is why I always get shrimp. I always get shrimp with tail on, right? Because I don't ever really want to cook it with the tail on, but I want to take the tail off, and then you put those in a pot. Shrimp stock you can use for anything.
You've thought this through.
I've done this. It's good. I mean, listen, waste not, want not. Yeah. My wife does not like the smell of chicken stock cooking, but I love the smell of chicken stock cooking. So we do a lot of like
interesting thing not to like.
We do a lot of rotisserie chickens. Okay. And so like, the bones and the backbones and the extra parts all go in the stock pot. And then, if you do it right,
and then she leaves and goes and stays at her mother's house for 2 days and then comes back.
If you boil it correctly, meaning like you want to slow simmer, because if you boil it too fast, like you're gonna lose all the collagen. But if you boil it slow, you're gonna keep the collagen in there. And you know how you kept the collagen? When it cools, it's jello. If your stock cools and it's still liquid, it's fine, but it just doesn't have enough of the collagen and fat still in it. But if you cool it and it's like kind of wobbly, it's like clearly not quite liquid. Perfect.
How do you describe this show on Substack? Do you use the words marketing or sales? Because
it's called After the Show with Brent and Matt. That's it.
That's it.
There are two people here. Phil is one. I don't know who the other is.
Yeah, it feels like I get it. I know what these guys are doing. Everyone else like, I thought this is a marketing guy. They're talking about collagen.
That
may be about as far away as we have gotten from marketing ever in these.
No, I can bring it back if we need to, but I don't feel like it. So, but the appropriate bubble rate of simmering your stock.
Yes,
if you. And what it taught me about, here's the 5 things it taught me. Please comment collagen in the comments, and I will send you my full playbook. See, I brought it back. There you go.
Nicely done. You're welcome. Yeah. Collagen. Phil, the only joke to be made right now is you commenting collagen. That would be the only worthwhile joke at this point.
Like everyone wants to have we got product led marketing, we've got community led marketing. Everyone wants like whatever I'm selling led marketing. I think collagen led marketing is the next phase. We're gonna get there.
Yeah. Unless you're selling collagen itself, but anyway. Oh, what are we doing here, Matt?
People do sell collagen. This is where you get
the exactly.
All right. Yeah. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, we've completely gone off the rails. Yeah.
I
love how you had a thought like, hey, this show is a complete train wreck. You know what we need more of? We need more of it. That's what we need. We'd say let's like slow motion more train wreck for another 15, 20 minutes.
Why not?
The people will love it.
Hey, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 new subscribers to this Substack just from the last 10 minutes.
Are you posting content to the Substack? Or are you posting content to your Matt Heinz Substack, or neither?
Most of it goes to the Matt Heinz. I haven't been posting to this because I think you and I kind of need to agree on what that could be. It needs to be our content, not my content. So really, it's mostly been just like posting this, promoting this, and then this will be on demand. And so I think once we finished, an alert goes to our subscribers saying, "Oh, we just finished."
Beware, you probably don't want to watch this.
If you're interested in making the most of your fish bones and chicken carcass, this is the show for you.
There you go.
Otherwise, I will save you the 11 minutes.
Are you putting anything in Substack behind a paywall?
I've put a couple things into my to the mattheinz.substack.com. But I'm actually right now I'm following. So there's a guy by name of Lenny, and he's got a newsletter. It's more for founders and product marketers. And so it's like
comes by once a month that shakes you down for Substack.
I know it does sound it sounds like that. But Lenny's newsletter is kind of a big deal in the startup and founder world. And his playbook, which I actually agree with, he says like, yeah, you can have a paid option. If you go to my Substack, there is a paid option. Yeah. But everything's free. Like I did a post the other day about how to do like a, get alignment around your biggest constraints in your go-to-market motion. And we have a whole workshop for that. So I just posted my moderator's guide, I posted my deck, posted everything around it. And that's available for free. I've got a whole the marketing inside your organization kit. That's the kind of stuff people usually put behind a paywall. I'm just like, nah, it's going to be available for free. Because right now I just want to build the audience, right? If I can build an audience of people that just like, come, this is great. I want to follow it. I want to get the newsletters when they come out. Like Lenny spent 3 years doing that, and now he quit his job, and now he's got a whole business that is just his Substack. And
what about cross posting? Do you like the post that you do on LinkedIn? Do you also post on YouTube? Then also post the exact same thing on Substack, or do you have like I do the opposite, right? Yeah. So I've got a piece going up tomorrow morning in Substack that is sort of like the state of the BDR function. Okay. Right. Wow,
and so
like
3 years. Well, 3 years ago, I was told it was going to be extinct by now. It is the opposite of that. And then I say a lot of people are like not being smart enough. So I've got like a framework around, based on whether you're mostly inbound versus outbound versus your complex sale versus short sale. Here's how to think about your BDR strategy. So that goes out tomorrow. And then like 15 minutes later, there will be just a tease post on LinkedIn summarizing it and saying like, go here. And LinkedIn is now more okay now with links in the post than they were in the past.
They are?
They are. So it used to be you had to put it in the comments, and now somehow they're okay with it in the links. And so, but if you
really,
so that's one of the ways for me to be like, okay, LinkedIn followers, like if you like this stuff, here's the content itself is valuable enough in LinkedIn, but if you want the full framework, if you want all the detail, go to get it in Substack. And so that's helped me sort of transition some viewers over there.
Are you finding LinkedIn feed is just becoming a mess of Facebook? It's like Facebook ads. It's kind of like Facebook, and that it's ads and it's irrelevant stuff, and it's stuff that
it's ads. It's relevant. It's a lot of clearly AI written and not edited content. Phil just made a comment about the replies, generating replies through Claude. I'm seeing more and more comments to my posts in LinkedIn that are very clearly AI generated.
Why would
honestly like
why would anyone ever do that? Why was like I'm going to take this post from Matt and put it into Claude and see if Claude can generate a response that I can post. Or I could just write a response, or I could just move on and not respond at all. So I don't like. There's two other options that seem so much more obvious to me than taking the post, putting it into Claude, having it generate a post, and me reposting the response. Is that what's happening, or is that not what's happening? Am I just being naive?
So there was a school of thought for a while, and like this. So LinkedIn is kind of like Google, where everyone's kind of chasing what they think the algorithm likes, and the algorithm keeps changing. Right. And so for a while there was sort of I was described to as sort of the comment sandwich. If you want your post to get maximum viewership, go comment on 5 people's posts. Then publish your post, then go comment on 5 more people's posts. So what they want to see is that you are right now in real time active at engaging the community. And if you're doing that, they'll promote yours as well. And so what people did is they say, great, I'm going to automate those 5 and 5. So it ends up really with like just, and so like, I actually think it degrades the value of my content. I do not want shitty auto-generated comments on my content. Right. And yet there they are. Right. Oh man, that hits different. What I really like, what this tells me, it's this AI language, the AI bro language that is so prevalent now. that the more you sort of see it, the more you kind of can't not see it. What I like to do is, especially for people that where I do want to make a comment, is I will cut and paste the post into my Claude writing partner, and I'll say, read this and give me a draft of how I will respond. And I almost always have to heavily edit it, but it allows me to be a little more thoughtful in putting something in. If you're just like, hey, congrats, like, throw away.
But why wouldn't you just read the post and then use your noggin to think about, what would I like to say about this, and just say it, as opposed to letting Claude do that for you? I don't.
Well, I think it's there's a balance point of just sort of time and quality, and Claude knows at this point. I've trained it enough. Claude knows what I write about it, knows what I talk about.
But so, but here's what I hear. But it's probably not what you're saying. But what I hear is Claude can think faster for me than I can think for myself. That's a pretty wild statement, if that's true.
So the BDR article going out tomorrow, I mean, I'll be fully upfront. Like, Claude helped me write it. But what I didn't do is say, like, hey, Claude, go look at all my content and write me an article about how I think about BDR.
I'm thinking specific about responses, not about the content itself. But either way,
okay. Well, I think if you haven't read the post and you're just like, hey, Claude, write me a response. Like, even if you edit it, you could be totally off base. It could have nothing to do with what they wrote about.
Yeah.
Right. So I think you have to keep that. I mean, that seems disingenuous.
Yeah,
but what, so what I would do instead is I'd be like, I read it and said, okay, like, hey, Claude, like, write me a decent, like, mid-size, like, response to this. But the gist of what I want to say is X. Yeah. Right. Like, I got one of the best this week. I got one of the best first drafts of a post I've ever had from Claude for this BDR article tomorrow, because instead of just saying, write me a BDR, state of BDR, I said, I want to publish something on BDRs, and here's how I'm currently thinking about it. So then it was just like this. It was a brain dump of how I'm thinking about it and what I think is good and what I think is bad and what I think the variables are. So I gave it all the meat of what I wanted to do. And I said, like, go back, find the places where I've written about this before and give me a draft. I still had to do a lot of edits, but the more direction I gave it, the more it was able to come back and be my content.
It's interesting. To me, and you've said this before too, and when you talk about journaling, because we've talked a lot about journaling over the years in the show, and and the aspect of that to me that's so powerful is the generative aspect, right? It's like when you sit down to journal, it's not that you know what you're going to write and then write it down. It's in the very act of writing, you come to realizations, you learn about yourself, right? It's kind of like going to a therapist and doing it in a talking version. It's like you start saying these things, or in this case, start writing these things. You realize, oh, is that what I think? Or it's like, well, I've never, like, at least for me, when I write, it's almost like an out of body experience. Like, I'll put things down, and even in a short comment, it's like, oh, wow, that's actually really kind of cool. And I'm not saying that because I'm like, wow, look at me, I'm such a great writer, but rather it's like, I would have never thought to say that. And it's weird because I literally just said it. Do you know what I mean? And it's
here's
why take that whole generative sort of why give that away to somebody or something in this case, right? It's just that's the value of writing to me is not the writing, it's the learning through writing.
Here's a different way of thinking about this that leans into what you just said. So there was something that we, in the earlier session, I talked about repetition and marination, right? And I kind of made that up on the spot, but I'm like, I kind of like that. I kind of write about it. I made a note. I made a note about that to kind of like, okay, maybe I should do something around that. I now have a recurring workflow in my Claude cowork that it'll go and it will
say the word marinate at least 3 times.
No. What it goes and listens to all of my Zoom recordings. It'll read all of my Zoom call transcripts. It'll look at what I've written in email and Slack, and it knows my general editorial calendar or the kind of things I want to write about, and it will surface things for me. So I bring that up because it will pick out things that I just randomly said in a conversation, and it'll say, you've said a variation of that 3 times in the last week. This might be something you want to write about. And so that gives me a prompt or a reminder to say, like, it's sort of a safety net of those things where you're like, I mean, it sounds like you do this too. Like, yesterday I was on stage and I don't know if it was being recorded or not, but I'm like, really wish Zoom was listening, because like half of this shit I wish I could say again somewhere.
Totally.
And so that's kind of that's my Claude safety net, to try to just not have it write it for me, but just to sort of hone the things I want to be writing and talking about.
There's probably at least 150 to 1,000 times I've been in a conversation with someone that literally blurted out, "Is somebody writing this down? That was some good stuff."
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. And if you're in a conversation randomly, obviously that can't happen. You can maybe write down a note, but it's why Like in Tuesdays and Thursdays, I generally reserve when I'm not traveling for just like meetings with CMOs and others outside. And I always want them to be on my Zoom, because if they're on my Zoom, then I know the transcript's going to happen. And then I can sort of go back and review that.
Yeah, no, I get it. This is not me being the Luddite against AI. I don't know. There's so few things that are meaningful in life, and one of them is creating new knowledge. And so it's weird, but that's not what you're talking about. I know
that's not what I'm talking about at all. I think there is a flood of AI slop out there, and there's more people that are writing because they can, because someone else is writing it for them, and it's just not good. It's not good ideas, and it's not good content. And so even if you have AI helping you with something, like the idea still has to be good. Like I could have it say like, what are some best ways to be remembered in your advertising, versus sort of this angle of repetition and marination and anchoring on that. Cause it sounds like, okay, like that's kind of interesting to remember. And it's kind of a nice idiom for someone to maybe be able to sort of pick up on. That's the idea. That is not who wrote it, but that's the idea. And the idea I think is still needs to be unique. I still think humans are going to be uniquely able to sort of create those ideas, because the AI is just regressing to the mean.
Agreed. We find ways to ruin everything though. So if you give anyone a tool and they're going to do two things with it, they're going to ruin it.
No, we can't have nice things.
So you ruin the tool and you turn it to porn. Those are the two things that happen every time.
So speaking of nice things, I need more coffee. This is really good coffee. This is if it's another place to go. If you're in North County, San Diego, there's a coffee shop called Panikin. And there's two now. There's one in Carlsbad. But there's one.
I'm so nervous. I'm really panicking about this test.
Right. So we're not bougie people, but we do have Panikin once a month send us coffee so that we can drink Panikin coffee up here in Seattle. Yeah. It's a small business. I'm supporting little people. They're not little people. They're great people. They make great. Their cinnamon rolls are amazing. But they're very good at coffee.
All right. Well, so what are the ground rules on this thing? Do we stop? Is there a time? Is it like
no? We can keep going forever. I just need to go to the other show. I got to go get to the CMO.
Well, no, I know you got to go pee and then do another whole thing, right? So it's like, so are we shooting for 20 minutes roughly? Is that what we're doing?
I assumed 10, 15, but we kind of I thought we were petering out, and then we kind of hit a stride again. And Phil's still here, so So this will all be on demand as soon as I click stop.
Poor people, and just let me say, for anyone listening on demand, we're sorry. There you go.
No, we're not sorry. Come back live. Talk to us. We'll see you next time.
Hi, Phil. All right, Philip, have a great weekend. Everyone be out there, be safe. And
we'll see you guys.
Take care of yourself, man. Talk soon.
Yep. Have a good weekend, man. We'll see you.
All right, bye.